Okay, just going over quickly farming Shanks, farming Pythus. Some of the methods to do it. There's pictures on the Facebook. I mean, it's all listed out there. For those of you not in the Facebook, you're really missing out, and I recommend you get on there. But just kind of a quick example of some of the methods to use for farming. For smaller players still trying to get their outpost for the first time, honestly, the easiest method is just to use the grunts. You're going to lose 9,000, and I've tested this, and I'm going to show you here in a second. Obviously, I have a high attack general, so I might lose only 6 or 7, but for the average person, 9 is the way to go. Or, I mean, that's what you're going to lose. So, I mean, for the first time getting your outpost, yeah, it's worth going and spinning the grunts on the outpost. Some people recommend using defense general, some attack. I honestly haven't seen a whole lot of difference between the two. Sometimes I have found a little bit better results with the defense generals, sometimes not so much. So I'm just going to send the 18 here to whatever. Never send your gargoyle. I'll go over it in the battle mechanics video, but basically the grunts have no range, so they only start at 500. If you were to add the gargoyle, it starts way back. You're not even going to damage Shanks or Pythus because you're starting so far back and he's just hitting you the entire time. So long story short, never send gargoyles when attacking Shanks or Pythus. Just do not do it. So I'm going to send that attack. For the more advanced people, basically the quick way to farm Shanks, lightning fast, over and over and over to get the speed ups and all of that, is simply send 5,000 bats and 100 nims. And what happens is you send these, you're going to lose these 100 nims. But you farm them over and over, and then you're going to get 8 and 15 hour speed ups out of them. You turn around and use those speed ups to replace your nims, replace all your losses, and then you also use the extra speed ups to train other troops. You can very quickly build up a stockpile of these larger speed ups while replacing your troops that you're losing. I think I farmed for like 12 hours straight one day, something like that, and I had like almost 300 8-hour speed ups and 150 15 hours. And I went and used a couple dozen of each, and I replaced all of my losses, and I had a mountain of speed ups still, so they're very worth it. And this is the other way to farm Pythus. I'll just send the defense. It doesn't really matter what you use here, you're going to lose 100 nims either way. So actually I'll just save that defense for Pythus here. So while those two attacks are marching, I'm going to scroll down here to where my Pythus is. There's a number of ways to farm Pythus. I've heard snipers, whatever. I have seen methods that use snipers or 5,000 Nesfuratu, 5,000 ATs. Honestly, those are more expensive methods. For speed farming, since you can only send one attack at Pythus at a time, some sort of limit to the game, don't ask me why they put it there. Speed farming, just use 100,000 nims. You're going to lose anywhere from 350 to 450 as long as your research meets the minimum requirements given in vamping. The best way to do this, though, is just simply to send 80,000 nims, 40 nos. You're going to lose the nos, that's it. Send one truck, one grunt, one sig bin, and one flicker. And I mean, it really doesn't matter what you send here. You send that, and I'll flash this one here in a minute. First, I'm going to show the other results. So the bats just arrived at Shanks. I lost the 100 nims, which is 700 power. Sending the 40,000 grunts, I lose 8,400 power. But as you can see, if this reloads. So I sent the V-bats and the nims. I lost 100 nims. Yay. I wanted to meet this courage, but if you keep doing it, you're going to win the 8-hour and 15-hour speed-ups. I sent the grunts, and yeah, my losses are close to the 9,000. So, I mean, grunts are cheap and easy to replace, so if it's the first time trying to get the outpost, this is the way to do it. And then after that, you can, build up and start using the vampire bat method once your research is to the high enough level. And I really got to meet this courage, yay. Making so much progress in life. Anyways, I'm going to waste one of my larger speed-ups here, just for the sake of teaching you guys. So there's 360 power farming Pythus. There we go. I lost the 40 knots, that's it. What you can win from Pythus, for those who do not know, is you're still going to get the Mythos Courage, you are still going to get the Relocate Outpost, and 8-hour cycles. However, you do not win 15-hour cycles from Pythus. Instead, it replaces that with 2.5-day cycles. Obviously, very expensive to buy. Pythus, he really makes you fight for these, so you're going to have to hit him a few times, but using the method with the 40 nos, you can really make a lot of progress. If you're willing to sit there and send the attacks over and over again, you can get these 2.5-day cycles and really do some damage when it comes to training troops. And it's obviously very effective. I use the Shanks to get the 8 and 15 hours, and Pythus for the 2.5 day and occasional 8 hours. And that right there is how I train my troops. For those of you who wonder how I get so many troops, basically what I do is, obviously I have a lot of the other resources here, no issue with that. Blood is my issue. I simply have people send blood to my outpost. I use the depot method I showed you before. I stock up a lot of blood, like hundreds and hundreds of millions. And once I have that blood, I gather it, and I simply flash train the troops all at the same time. And I can knock out, a couple million of these in a matter of minutes, or even, a couple 100,000 of these if I have enough resources and speed-ups. For these right here, the high-end troops, they take a lot longer and use a lot more speed-ups, so you're really going to have to come prepared. If you have the flash trainings, I recommend using those because it drastically cuts the time. I think it's by like a whole 30% of the clock. And, if you want to invest rubies, if anything, that's what you should invest rubies in, is for the flash trainings. I think they're here at the bottom, yeah. Knocks off 30% of the training time. So if I'm training, 1,000 AUX, and, well, I'm just going to use Reapers. Anytime this one's going to, yeah, so 1,000 AUX, that takes 16 hours. 10,000, 6 days. Obviously, you're not going to train 100,000 because nobody has that sort of population. So 10,000 is going to take you 6 days here. That's a lot of speed-ups, even for 8 and 15-hour speed-ups. If you couple 2.5 days, you can knock it out pretty easy. If you don't, that's when the flash trainings come, into play. That's when you really need those. And other than that, that's how you farm Pythus. That's the reason you farm Pythus. And if you want to grow to become a power player, it's something you have to do. So I hope that helps.